Okay, so we will be presenting the two of us. I'm Tanguy Legal. I am head of an IT department at Allianz Technology. And I'm also a craft community sponsor. So I have helped launching this craft community a few years ago. And also a global DevCop lead, which is the community at scale at Allianz Technology. And I'm also part of a core team who works in Allianz Technology and with Allianz France. Who, me? Okay. Who works on the sustainability in IT. So just a few words, because communities of practice, they make sense in a quite large companies, I would say. When I say large, if you are in a startup, you know there's no need to create a community of practice, of course. For Allianz Technology, which is a worldwide company, which is the IT of Allianz, the Allianz Group. Okay, so Allianz Group, just a few numbers. It's 150,000 employees. And the IT is approximately 10% of that people, that number. Okay, so today it's around 10,000, but at the end we should be in a few years 17,000 people in IT, doing, covering all the scope of IT, from infrastructure development and so on. So we are Allianz Technology is in 52 countries, and Allianz itself is in 70 countries worldwide. So just to introduce communities of practice. In France, Allianz has transformed itself into an agile company in 2018. So we started to work with squads. We had around in Paris 100 squads working in Scrum. Okay, and the framework above Scrum is that we use is SAFe. Okay, and when we launched these communities of practice, it made sense because we were during the pandemic, and the communities of practice are the first idea is what the quotes you see on the screen. The idea is to connect people, individuals, so they share their practices. This was first written in the Agile Manifesto by this sentence: we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others to do it. But it was so it was 2001, so it's quite old. But in 2009, it was also said by Uncle Bob, not only individuals and interactions, but also a community of professionals. Okay, so that's the first, I would say, idea of creating communities. It's also not written on that slide, but it's also described in the SAFe framework. You have a nice definition if you look for SAFe. On the internet, SAFe framework, you will see a nice definition of communities of practice.
And yes, and thank you, Tanguy. And when we talk of community, I'm going to talk how we can keep this community alive, because it's good to start a community, but it's better if this one is alive. For start this one, we are creating this community, yes, in 2022, yes, for the COVID, but yes, this community has already existed in Allianz France, because some groups, for architecture groups, have already this mindset of craftsmanship. But yes, but in 2020 we make really for all developers in Allianz. It's a community for developer practice. It's really a time to sharing some guidelines, some practice, and many things. It's a dev community, but not only, because we think it's important to make this possible for business analysts, for Scrum Master, for UX guy, so many things. So we just don't see just dev topics. During some events, we see maybe some topic to stay aware, because it's very important to already learn everything each day. It's what we think.
Yeah. Just to add that the fact that we have launched in France 12 communities of practice. So as Fabien mentioned, we have Scrum Masters, developers, testers, and so on. So.
Yes. For the organization, it's very simple. For example, for craft community, we have 150 followers for developers in France. It's 15 ambassadors, 5 maintainers, and 1 leads. The leads change every month because it's very important to make this role change, because we want to give a direction different each month. For the ambassadors, what he do, so it's a part of followers, it's 10% of the full followers. Because, yes, ambassador, it's a part of followers. The followers define roadmaps, because it's very important to know where you go. And he prioritizes topics for events, process inspection and continuous improvement, because for each event we have some feedback loop, we have a feedback time, and it's very important to say, yes, this topic is good, but anyway, we don't need to see this anymore. And we are a technical support community. It means we help all followers of developers to find solutions. So we have a platform on GitHub to where you can ask, and we answered of the issue. There are five maintainers, and why maintainer is very important, because maintainer it's very little groups who makes the consistency of action, because it's very important to stay with the same guideline for 6 months, one years, because when you want to take time, you need to make this long, not just make one event and that's it. So it's very important to have this role, because it's very important, because we need to keep one direction. Facilitate exchange with external and internal, because it's not only for internal people and alliance, and yes, it's also for external developers. Yeah, and what it's important too, because external, it's also some topic we can see for Kong or for Red Hat, or for some guys come with Alliance to present some topics. Maintainer organize appointments, so all meetings to make this possible, and it's also the link with the global DevCop community, but also Tanguy talk about this after. To keep this community alive, it's very important to make feature teams. For example, we are some feature team in Alliance. We are feature team for in this community for security, but for green IT, but also for mainframe. 1 year ago or 6 months ago, we have a community for mainframe from COBOL. I don't know if you remember what is this development language, but yes, so we do this, and in one times we help to make this community possible. And just after, when the community are good, it just splits and create a new community. And yeah, it's very important to make a feature, and if this feature works, we can continue or maybe split, or if it doesn't work, we can just stop this, because yes, it's very important to like agile mindset. So if it works, okay, it doesn't work, we can stop. And this community, it's also a community project. We work for this topic in Alliance France because we need to help some developer, and to do this, we need to add some dependency in some project. We need to create some enabler, and yes, and with this community we can do this. And like this, some new projects, some old project can be use some patterns, some dependencies, some tools to make more efficient projects and teams. Yes. So, and for the events, we have 2 events by weeks. One BBL, it's a BBL, it's 1 hour of presentation with question, and one dojo. It's just a time to share and to get the hand in the code. We have a CKI. It's a cross community because we have 11 community, but it's a time where we have three hours with a 2 stream, and we can choose what we want to show. And it's just not only for the craft community, but it's for the whole community. And you can suggest some topic, and you can suggest a topic, and yes, and we can share with us. There are another topic. It's IT for all. It's a moment, one topic by years, where we explain complicated topics with simple words. So it's really important to explain to business how we can do a cloud, how we can do API, how we do green IT, what we can do to make this possible. And the roadmap is very important to make the roadmap because ambassador creates this with followers. And for example, it's the roadmap of 2022, and this roadmap, yes, we are some topics for tools, for frameworks, for monitoring, methodology, concept, and design. And this part of roadmap is very important because, like this, we can say, okay, what we have done this year. Yes, and it's very important to make this. For example, for this year's, we are 6 best topic. It's sustainability, of course, because it's very important, but not also. It's also front end, some feedback time, so Rex, but security, and we make a feature team especially for this, and also API and cloud. So really the trend for 2022 is this one. So what is the next?
Okay, thank you, Fabien. So just to summarize again, what we've done so far, so it's and what explained Fabien is to launch a craft community locally in France. Okay, so that was already a big challenge. We started during the pandemic. We had a lot of visio, a lot of conferences, but remotely, and then this was taken as a good example for the group. So we put at scale this community of practice. All the communities of practice are now a standard, I would say, in Alliance technology worldwide. So putting the craft community at scale means launching a new community, which is called today a Global DevCop. All our global COPs starts with global. Huh? So it's worldwide. The idea is the same as in the local, reaching out to our 150 developers locally in France. But the idea there is to reach out to all the developers in all the countries where we are working. I said 50 for Alliance Technology. So we started 6 months ago, if I remember well, end of June. And since then, we launched globally. If I'm not too bad in math, there are 23 global communities of practice. So you see, it's as we said, we have 12 and not 11, 12 communities locally. We have 23 globally in Alliance Technology. So the one we are going to talk is the global DevCop now. So again, we replicate the same pattern, I would say, for the local COP in the global DevCop. So we have also ambassadors, 18 ambassadors. The only difference is now the first ambassador who joined us comes from, they all come from different countries, so Germany, Thailand, India, France, and Spain for today, but we will extend it. And we have already, locally, we have replicated it. So we have one event a month, not two a week, but for the moment, one per month. So we already covered, we started with software craftsmanship, because I don't know if you're familiar with software craftsmanship, but that's what guiding us to produce better software, more reliable, more evolutive, and so on, cleaner. And we had a mix of events with external speakers and internal, and we covered all these subjects. I won't go into much detail. We also, our global DevCop, and it's like today, December, Paris, API Days, we started also to promote what we are doing internally, because I think we are doing quite a few interesting things. So we were in Berlin in the We Are Developers World Congress, for example, and we had also, that's more an internal event, which is called Emerge, but it's a massive, quite a massive event covering, being worldwide and trying to gather all our developers from every country. The aim of the Global Dev Cup is also to support other cups, because it's like this. We are collaborative, so we help onboarding new joiners. When I say that, meaning the IT from different countries where no cups are not existing, but we are just helping them by launching their own local cup, and maybe join some of the people, the colleagues, join our global cup. We also helped launching a global cloud cup recently, which was quite successful with, and also we had a local cup launched in Barcelona and in India, Kerala, only a few weeks ago. And beyond. So now we're coming to the end. It's very short to and very brief, very short to explain everything we did, because we did a lot of things in the past 2 years. But just a few takeaways if you want. So we say agile can be decreed, and launching successful COP can take over a year. So that's something to take. To have the big challenge is to have an up and running COP, with the right people, motivated. The company follows you, because it's some time that people, each one of us, have to take to prepare all these events. As Fabien mentioned, we took community managers also to communicate. Identify your most motivated colleagues, ambassadors, as we said. That's the key. And communication is key. I said use your intranet, your social media, mails, chat tools. You have to communicate around your COP to make it visible and recognized by the company. So it adds value to the company, and so it's a bit of a challenge. This also keep the pace, meaning don't organize one event and then leave it for 2 months without an event. You have to keep a pace like a musical. I don't know how you translate that. You understand me. It's every month or every week, but keep the pace and never. It's also an agile thing. Never delay or if you can an event or a dojo or a coding dojo or whatever you are organizing. Enlarge your network and find external speakers. That is key for a COP to keep it alive again and to keep the pace. Enlarge your network. Have external speakers coming. It's also good for the COP because it brings some new views. You're not, only looking at yourself within the company. You have external solutions and stuff, and you will find very easily speakers like Jussie. You just a few meters away. You just ask, and people will be willing to join your COP. New roles, so it's also a challenge. With these COPs, you come with new roles, ambassadors, branch community lead, and they have to be recognized properly by the HR, human resources, because it's time, it's new skills, it's the skills of presenting subjects and stuff. It's the people have it's also a nice opportunity to do speeches and present your work like. Rafik just did in the next room, presenting toggle features, for example, or us today. And also, you need support from management. It's mandatory to free up time, as I said, to employees to participate to the COPs. So there are only a few takeaways. There are a lot of other things to say about COPs. As I said, it's a bit short. So thank you to all of you. And if ever you want some more insight, if you want us to link, if you want us to come and present this to your company, and we might ask you in return to come to our company to present your own subject.